Okay, so in this video we're going to talk about cravings, and I'm going to run you through a demo to help you reduce a craving about something, be it, I don't know, maybe you've got a food that you crave, a specific food, maybe chocolate, maybe chips, something like that. Maybe you crave a drink, maybe alcoholic, or even just maybe say Coca-Cola or Pepsi or something you want to crave less, maybe cigarettes, just anything you basically crave for. Okay, and we're going to use a technique called EFT, which stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques, or it's also referred to as tapping. Now, I'm going to quickly give you a rundown of what EFT is, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it just very quickly. Then I'm going to run you through a demo to help you with your craving, and you're going to be following along with me. Okay, so just a very quick thing about EFT. Basically, you can look at it as, the way I quickly say it is, it's like acupuncture without needles, but it's not in depth and there's no needles. Okay, we're basically going to be using our fingers to tap on various points on the body. Now, this sort of comes from Chinese medicine. From about 5,000 years ago, they realised, or they worked out, that there's the easiest way to say is there's arteries and veins in the body where your blood flows through your body. They saw that there's like lines of energy, lines of like rivers of energy that run through your body, and they follow these channels, and there's about 14 of them. And what we're basically going to be doing is, with acupuncture, what they do is there's different points along each river, and they say the energy gets blocked there, and they put needles in the various points. But what we're doing here is we're just going to be tapping on where the river starts or where the river finishes. And what we're sort of doing is the energy gets blocked. Excuse me, the energy gets blocked. So what we're doing, we're sort of like shaking things a little bit by tapping on the point. Sort of like shaking things up. And when something gets stuck, you sort of shake it a bit and it might free it up. So that's sort of what we're doing here. Okay, and I don't want to go into too much depth about the craving and why you might have a craving. But basically, you'll notice, because you're so used to having the craving, you probably haven't noticed, but if you slow it right down, and you try this for yourself, if you slow yourself right down, you'll feel in your body there's an emotion there, like a desire for it. You feel anxious and you need that comfort of the craving. It could be a negative emotion, it could be just you desire it so much, and there are reasons for that. And that's what I usually help clients with. So what we're going to do here is, it won't get rid of your craving, but it'll help reduce it. And when I help clients, we look to get rid of that craving altogether. If it's sort of might be a destructive behaviour for you for some reason or other, too much chocolate's not good for you, things like that. Okay, so what we'll do is, I'll teach you the points. I'll run you through the points quickly, and then we'll run you through the full demo. Okay, so there's about, I think, now I should have counted first, but I think there's about 14 points to tap on. So the first one is going to be here, on the side of the hand, between where the pinky finger starts and just where the hand sort of starts. So around here, it doesn't matter. You just use about 3 fingers or your whole hand, and we're just going to be tapping. Just doesn't have to be hard. Just so you're touching it, sort of thing. Okay. And as long as you're in the general area for most of these, that's fine. It doesn't have to be spot on. Okay. That's the first one we'll tap on. The second one is in the middle of the head, right in the middle of the center of the head. So you can use one hand or both. Now the next one is where the start of your eyebrows are. So not in the middle of the nose, it's where the start of the eyebrow is. And it's on both, there's one on both sides. You can tap one or both, doesn't matter. So you can just use one hand and just tap one of them. I'm just going to be tapping there. Okay, now the next one is where the eye socket sort of ends, just to the side. If you use 2 or 3 fingers, you're just tapping there. The next one is under the eyes. So where the eye socket, the bone, you feel the bone, where the hole for the eye is, the socket ends, and sort of just underneath the eyes there a bit. The next 2 are very easy to find. They're just under your nose here, on top of the lip. So here. And the next one is just below the lip there. Now the next one is a bit more challenging to find. So where the hole is, where the bone ends on top of the, what do you call it, the chest or the sternum, I think. I should know all these things, but I don't. So that there's sort of the hole there. So it's sort of, you go down about 1 inch from there, you go across about 1 inch or 2, and sort of where you can feel your collarbone the bone there, sort of underneath the bone, just underneath the bone. If you just use your whole hand like this, it might be easier. So you make sure you get it. So you tap that whole area. It might be the easiest way to do it if I'm not there to sort of explain it to you. Now the next one is the liver point, which is basically, it's where a woman's bra strap would be. And if you have trouble getting this, just go down a bit further, because that would be just the second point of this meridian. So this is the end point here, but underneath is the second one. So just in that area is all right. So you just tap either one hand or two, straight underneath there. Then the next one, you get your hand, put it on your under your armpit, and then go one hand space down, right over to the side, not to the front, it's around to the side. So one hand span space down, you might feel a bit of a muscle there. That's the next one under your arm there. Okay, just a tap. I'll just use my whole hand, like the flat of my hand there, makes it easier. Now the next ones, they're pretty simple because they're on the fingers, and they're all in the same spot. So if you take your hand and put it up, it's basically where the nail is, you're tapping on the side of the finger, but right at the end where the nail is. Okay, so on top of the fingers. Okay, and the thumb, the same place for the thumb. So all the fingers like this. Now this ring finger doesn't really have a meridian in it, but we'll just tap it anyway, just to make it easy, so you don't have to think, oh, this finger doesn't have one, or which one was it. So just tap all of them in the same place. Okay, so very easy. So I'll just quickly run through those again with you. And if you have trouble and you need to refer and go again, just rewind the video a bit and just go through them again. So we'll be starting here. The hand, top of the head, inside the eyebrow, outside the eye, under the eye, under the nose, under the bottom lip, here just under the collarbone, so down a bit and across, or just use your whole hand like this around that area. This one here on your ribs, so I'll just point a bit close to where that is, so it's about here, straight down from your sort of your breast, underneath your breast there. And then across one hand span space, down the side, and then on top of the end of the side of your fingers, right at the end, on top of the nail, not on top of the nail, but where the nail is. So you're right on the side of the finger. Just tap it with one or two fingers. Okay, and we go through all them. Okay, so it's not too hard. Once you get familiar with going through it, it gets easy. It becomes automatic. Like anything, once you learn it, it's pretty simple. Okay, so just quickly, I'm going to tell you, just tapping those points without even thinking about anything, it helps reduce your cortisol levels, which is the stress hormone in the brain. So when you've got a craving or anything, you are under a bit of stress, and your amygdala, which is the fear response part in your brain, it's very active, and your logical mind, it's basically just your limbic system it's called, that's your emotional mind, and when that's high, in a high alert sort of thing, that overrides your logical mind and your rational thinking. But just by doing these tapping points, it's been shown that it reduces the cortisol levels in the body, and that allows the prefrontal cortex, or the logical mind, to come back online. And you might even feel just calmer, even just by doing that now. You might even just feel, while you've been through it with me, you might even feel calmer in yourself. If you just notice that for yourself now, are you feeling a bit calmer than you were? Okay, so I'm going to turn a light on here, see if I stop this flashing. Looks like I'm flashing there on the computer. Okay, so now with this craving, I'm going to go through it with you, and I'm going to keep this very simple. If you're working with me, we'd be doing it a bit differently. But I'm going to keep this very simple for, this is probably your first experience, and I just want you to see if it works for you and how it works for you, because it might help you reduce the craving for whatever you're looking to work with. So what we're going to do is we'll go through it, and everyone watching this will have a different craving for something different. So yours might be, say, a chocolate bar, or it might be chips, or it might be a cigarette, or it might be a drink, and either alcoholic, or it might be a Pepsi, or an energy drink, or a coffee, or something. Okay. So what I'll be saying is this coffee or whatever, I won't be saying the actual craving name. I'll just be leaving it blank, and you fill it in with whatever your craving is. Okay. You might, and even the best thing, pause this video now, go and get whatever it is that you crave, and that'll help bring up the emotion for it. And you can sort of look at it while you're doing it, and you can notice if it reduces it afterwards. Okay. So let's get going, and I'll tap. Okay, where to tap, and it doesn't matter where we're tapping. It just makes it easy if you just follow along with me, and I'll say the phrase, and you just repeat things after me, and you insert your craving when I sort of say blank or something, okay? So just follow along with me. We're tapping, starting here on the side of the hand. Even though I have this craving for, I'm still open to loving and accepting myself. Okay, then we change hands and we just repeat a very similar thing. So even though I have this craving for whatever it is for you, I'm still open to loving and accepting myself. And I won't go into why we say this statement because that's for another video, and we're just keeping it simple for you, yeah? So swap hands. Even though I have this craving for, I'm still open to loving and accepting myself. Okay, so now we're going to tap on the points. I'm going to keep it very simple, okay? So this craving for, and you insert whatever it is, this craving for, I have this craving for, I have this craving for, I have this craving for, this craving for, this craving for, I have this craving for, I have this craving for, I have this craving for. Now the fingers. I have this craving for, I have this craving for, this craving for, this craving for, this craving for. Okay, stop tapping. Just take a breath, nice big breath in, stretch it out if you need to, and just let the breath go. Okay. Now, one important thing I forgot to say at the start of this was, when you got the craving, measure the craving on a scale of 1 to 10, how much you crave that thing. Like if it's a craving where you just have to have it, it's absolutely, you just can't control it, that's a 10 maybe. And a 0 is where there's no craving, you can not even worry about it, you're not even thinking about it. Okay, so we should have done that first, so I apologise for that. And I'll put that in the description of the video, or the link, wherever you've linked from. So just notice now your craving, if the intensity for the craving or whatever you're after, whatever it is for you, whether it's dropped now. You might notice it's dropped maybe a little bit or maybe a lot, it might have even gone up. Just see what it is for you. And just notice if it's gone down a little bit. Maybe you rewind the video to the start of just the tapping round, the demo again, and just try again and see if you can bring it down some more. And and just keep playing with it and see if you can bring it down more and more. And chances are you'll bring it down where you won't really need that craving, because what we're doing here is we're reducing the emotional intensity around that, the anxiousness to want it, that desire to want it. We're reducing that. So we're basically helping your willpower here, okay? We're helping with your willpower. Because the willpower, you can sort of stay away from a craving, yeah? Like, it takes a lot of power, takes a lot of willpower to stay away from a craving that's pretty strong. So doing this is going to help with your willpower, but it's not going to help get rid of the problem. It might, you might surprise yourself. It might even help you. If you just need that little bit of help with the willpower, this might be enough to, if you keep doing it, might be enough to help you get over whatever it is. But chances are there's something else going on, maybe a bit deeper, maybe an emotional level, and that's where you probably need to work with someone to help you find those causes and work around those emotions that are bringing this up, that you need that certain thing to help you calm down a bit, or that desire craving. There's reasons behind it, which I won't go into here, why cravings are probably happening, or the addictions or the habits are happening. So play with this, and remember before you start to have an intensity level. Say you've got a desire for the chocolate bars a six at the moment, and just tap. Like I said, we're keeping it very simple. Like what I said. Just repeat the same phrase, and then just see if you can get it down a bit more and a bit more. Okay. So get back to me. Let me know how this goes for you, and I'm really interested to see if this helps you a little bit. And we'll if you want to talk to me a bit more about it, just leave some comments below or something like that. And I'll see you in the next video. You have a great day.